ladies and gentlemen, I may have found defense in Madden 26. Alrighty, let's go ahead and not waste much time here and let's get into this, breaking down this defense that I have found for you guys here. Funny enough, the reason why I found this defense, messing around in practice mode the other day, trying to find a new defense because I had enough of the dime 3-2 defense. It's one of the worst defenses in the game. The loop pressure from it's terrible. The pressure you get from the defensive line is awful, even if you have double or nothings. No one blitzes from it because you're not going to sacrifice your defensive backs when you have speed boosting in the game and you can just throw the spacing switch table route. 3-2 is fucking dog shit. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. It's not a good defense. So I went out of my way to go ahead and try to find some defense. I was actually going to lab up the nickel wide defense. But after doing some messing around a little bit in the formation that I'm going to be displaying for you guys here, I found something that really piqued my interest and I think is going to really intrigue you guys as well. No, I am not going to gatekeep it. I want you guys and I myself to get better at the game as we continue to move on throughout the course of this game's lifespan. So without further ado, let's go ahead and break it down. I will preface this first. I'm in practice mode. Practice mode is so much more different than in-game. Things that will work in practice mode will not work in-game. It's just flat simple. Things that work in-game might not work in practice mode. It's pretty unfortunate that this is the situation that we're dealt with. It's a big reason why you can't really trust much on defense when you run in practice mode because it is so different. It's literally a different game mode versus when you're playing in-game. So let me say this. This is not going to be 100% consistent. It just isn't. Nothing truly is in this game. If it was, we would actually have defense in this game, but we have not had defense the entirety of the year. I will say though, with this defense that I have found, that it presents consistency, and that is so key on the defensive side of the ball in this game. It is also very simple, yet very effective. And it's probably something you guys have not seen before on YouTube. So let's go ahead and let's finally get into it. The defensive playbook that I am in is the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings playbook has been very good all year on defense because it has a plethora of very popular defensive formations, like the 3-4 odd, like the 4-3 even 6-1. It's got really good nickel formations like the 2-4, the load mug, single mug, the ever so popular double mug with mid blitz in it, 3-3 odd, which is actually a defense that I ran a little bit at the beginning of the year and maybe a defense I potentially look at potentially going back and running in the near future. We'll see. 3-3 cub. I run a little bit of this year. It's not as popular as it once was, but it's here. And then we get to our dime formations. The formation that I'm going to be breaking this is going to be out of dime. It is going to be out of dime 1-4. And the play that we're going to run this out of is cross 3 fire. But there's like tens of hundreds of videos on dime 1-4 crossfire on YouTube already. What's so different about this? Well, as y'all seen by the intro clip, you see the potential of this. This is unlike any other dime 1-4 cross 3 fire that you have seen. So much different than what you have seen. So much more unique. So trust me, this is not like the others. So let's go ahead and next talk about the coach adjustments, which I'm going to hide my webcam here once again. For this defense, I like to have auto flip off. It's pretty notorious that if you run a defense that is symmetrical, like dime 1-4, like 3-2, 3-4 odd, 6-1, etc. It's been the common thread throughout the years to have your auto flip turned off so that way you can flip your play and whatnot. It won't be affected. You don't have to worry also about dudes who like to flip their formations or audible their formations at all. So everything, once again, is all symmetrical and nice for you. In terms of the option and RPO read and pass keys, I like to have these all set to conservative except for the option pitch key set to aggressive. That really is not going to have much to do with the defense. And then when it comes to the safety depth and width, what we have been running all year is close and pinch, and that will be no different here with this defense. Now, when it comes to personnel, I am in Ultimate Team. This is going to sound kind of blunt, but it's really all up to you guys on what players that you want to use, whether you want to use the fast, agile guys at defensive line on your defensive line, the big, slow hogs, the fat hogs on the defensive line. I probably wouldn't recommend those guys. I'd probably recommend players that are, have some decent speed. They're pretty, good with power move finesse, with block shit, all that. I'm not going to completely suggest to you guys who who to exactly get because there's so many players out there on the MUT market. Try to look for guys who are decently fast, have good pass rushing stats all the way across the board. There's the linebackers. Look for a couple of linebackers that have good speed. Height is not super duper important, but it is nice. And the corners as well, good height, speed, the acceleration stats, your coverage stats, all that play recognition as well, all comes into a factor. So for my personnel right now, I'm rocking a Steelers Steve team, obviously. And I've got Mean Joe Green as my D tackle. I've got TJ Watt as a D end, and I've got Zadarius Smith, the zero chill item who gets every team kim. He's the right of screen defensive end. I got my boy Patrick Queen. He's the left of screen linebacker, and then Ryan Shazier. Now you could also potentially use that Cam Newton Ghost of Mutt card as well here, but I like to use these two. They're both fast. They're not super tall, but they're both pretty fast. Without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get into it. I'm going to show you guys the setup really quick, show you guys a replay of it, and then we're going to break things down for you guys so you know exactly what the hell is going on with this defense. Crossfire is our call, and I'm going to go up against the good old, ever so popular, a bunch X nasty, we're going to call spacing switch. The setup goes as follows. You're going to be doing pinching of both your defensive line and your linebackers, just like this. What you then do next is you QB contain. You zone out the left of screen linebacker. So I'm going to put him in a hook curl. And then what you do next, there's two more things. You move your linebacker out just a couple of steps here, so that way he's on a normal contain angle. And then the very last thing you want to do is implement a stunt. We are going to do the left Texas two-man. Do not want to do those bottom two, the left Tom two-man and the right Tom two-man. If you do that, you're probably going to get rolled out on, trust me. I would recommend you guys do the left Texas two-man. The left exit two-man is also nice, as well as a nice little mix-in. We're going to be doing left Texas two-man. Select that, and when we do that, we're ready to go. Now, there's two things you can do here once the ball is snapped. The first thing you can do is instantly switch stick to the right of screen linebacker, that linebacker that we put in the hook curl. That's your first option. That's probably what I'm going to be doing the most, is switch sticking to that player. Or you can switch stick over here to the corner route and take away running back if they're running spacing switch. Up to you. Optionally, you can go ahead. You don't need to pass rush this guy. You can user him as well. But I would recommend you guys sending 4 players at the quarterback. And now, without further ado, let's show you guys what happens. Now, as you can see, we didn't get anything crazy, like up the middle, super duper fast, but this is what's going to happen almost, not every time, but on a consistent basis, which is what we want on defense. So to show the replay, first thing you're going to see is look at the defensive tackle. Look at the defensive tackle. The defensive tackle is going to do a bunch of different things here. The first thing that he could potentially do is he can do what he just did right there. He can literally come in untouched, which is what he was about to do, but he got caught up and the center actually blocked him. The second thing that you will see a lot occur with the nose tackle is that he loves to do an instant swim move. This happens a good chunk of the time as well. You will see it. Trust me. He will swim move. Okay, and it's almost instant. When that occurs, he's going to be in your quarterback slap very quickly. The third thing is, if you have abilities on him, he'll be able to obviously get the double or nothing animation because he's one-on-one. With this Mean Joe Green, I actually don't have any abilities on him right now. He's naked. What? No abilities. Double or nothing. No interior threat. No unpredictable. No anything. He's just Mean Joe Green in its purest form. So the defensive tackle is going to be a key point, a key part of this defense. I think something glitches out when you call the stunt that glitches out the interaction between your defensive tackle and your defensive end. And it's a lot for the AI to handle. There to be a contain right here on the left with this Texas stunt. There you can see now this Texas stunt here from the defensive end. It's not a very good Texas stunt. I will say that. It's not very good. It's not the Texas stunt that you see if you're running like single mug or any sort of the nickel, like over or wide or 2-4 formations. He's not going to loop like that, right? But as you can see, like he takes a very unique pass rush angle to the outside and then breaks inside. And this is what causes the conflict between especially the left guard and the center. And that allows for the nose tackle to, once again, either come in untouched or get that crazy swim move. Obviously, right here, I'd probably hard flat the slot corner on the left to prevent the table route from being thrown, but this is not a shell coverage video. I'm not showing you guys shells out of this. If you want to see shells, though, against specific or defenses against certain formations, let me know down below in the comment section. I'll be glad to follow up on this video and show you guys those types of videos. But we're mostly focusing on the core blitz of this defense in this video. So that's the big thing you got to watch out for, is the defensive tackle. What is he going to do? Now, once again, he's going to get stifled. He is going to get stopped, especially if you have a secure protector center. I will say this. I actually do have a secure protector center. I've got the Garrett Bradbury playoff item who has free secure protector. And I've seen Mean Joe Green come in untouched on that secure protector doing that crazy swim move. I don't know what it is about this, but trust me, if you guys run this well more than enough times, you will probably see that it does not matter if the offensive lineman has abilities or not. It's gonna happen. The swim move, the disengage, one of those things are gonna happen, or he's just gonna get stopped. Next, we shift our focus towards the defensive end and how he is aligned. Right? What is one thing that we have struggled with all year in this game? It's probably one of the most glaring and obvious deficiencies of defense. If you said keeping the quarterback in the pocket, you are absolutely correct. Because once we contain this linebacker and then put our other linebacker in a zone, that is going to convert this linebacker into what is called a super contain. I don't know if that's the actual terminology for it, but what this super contain does is that it gets such crazy width that if your opponent even attempts to try to scramble out on it, the contain will disengage and your opponent's quarterback is going to get sacked. This is very similar to a contain angle that's in the 3-3 double mug as well. You can also get this contain angle from it. It's very similar. I don't know if it's exactly the same, but it's very similar. And you'll see in this example, not a great example, but you will see in some examples, he goes incredibly wide. And I think it has to do with him getting double teamed right there, which is not ideal. This is not what we want. And then, of course, we have our linebacker over here, which once again, we can go ahead. This is the play that we switch stick off of, or if we want to send 3 as a nice little mix in, we can go ahead and user him as well, or we can maybe even put him in a zone or man him up to somebody. This player right here is kind of a wild card player because he can be a blitzer, he can be in the contain, he can play coverage, he can do a lot of different things. So these interaction between these 4 right here is going to be super crucial. And it's the reason why I'm in this defense now, because we're getting the crazy defensive tackle, either disengage or swim move up the middle. We're getting a Texas kind of stunt / disengage from this defensive end. We're getting the super wide contain angle from our defensive end here. And then we've got another contain. If they want to roll out left, they ain't going to be able to because we'll have it contained. It's a 4-man pressure, which is very, very difficult to accomplish in this game, but we're able to do it. And it's super, super awesome once this actually works the way it's supposed to work. So let's go ahead and show it to you guys one more time. Then I'm going to showcase this even a little bit slower for you guys here. So once again, pinch the linebackers, pinch the D-line, contain, zone out the right of screen linebacker, move this linebacker out, and then you're going to want to go ahead and stunt using the left Texas 2-man. And then I'm going to hard flat that left of screen DB. At the snap of the ball, I'm going to immediately switch stick to the right of screen linebacker, just like that. And that was a better example of seeing what the D tackle is capable of. So let's go ahead and let's showcase this to you guys here. D tackle, watch, look at that. That's what I'm talking about. He instantly tried to swim move. And this was the perfect example of what this defense is capable of. Swim move from the D tackle, and now you can see. Look at how wide the contain goes. That is ridiculous. Look at how wide this is. That is not a normal contain. And oh hey, if they want to step up into the pocket, we have Mean Joe Green here to meet him there. They ain't gonna go anywhere, boys. And if they do, they're toast. they're cooked. Now you see that, yes, he wins, but then, yes, he does get stifled. It's posing the threat that our defensive tackle is able to do this is what makes this so good. And obviously right here, our boy TJ Watt really didn't do much of anything. But there you can see how his blitz angle, he kind of just glitches out. Because he's on a Texas stunt, and it just kind of glitches out. Like, he doesn't really, like, look what he does. He kind of, I don't even know what the hell he's doing. What are we doing, my boy? What are we doing, TJ Watt? I don't really know, but it just might have something to do with the fact that this player over here is going to contain, and then we're stunting. Because, stunting is very good when you don't have contains on that side of the stunt, but we actually do here. With this player, he's in a contain on the side of the stunt. So that I think that's really kind of just tripping the AI out and causing a lot of just chaos between these two. And that's what's causing this crazy swim move or just a disengage or even just walking into the backfield. So the key thing is with this is that we basically have to get the one-on-ones here with the D tackle and the right tackle. Or sorry, the center and the right tackle. If you could accomplish that, this is what you get. Sending 4 players. You get really, really good containment and you get really, really good pushing of the pocket. This is collapsing the pocket, to say the least. It's crumbling the pocket, and you're only sending 4 players. Tell me, please tell me, where you have all seen this before yet this year? That's right. You're seeing it here first, right before your very eyes. So once again, pinch D-line, or pinch linebackers, pinch D-line, contain, put that linebacker in a zone, move this player out just a foot. Don't have to move him way out. Don't put him too far inside, but just put him just a couple steps out. Stunt menu, left, Texas 2-man, snap of the ball, instantly switch stick. Right there, not a great example. All right, now that I've shown you guys this, let's go ahead and break this down a little bit slower for you guys. The first step, as I mentioned, is going to be to pinch the linebackers. Now, in the 3-2 defense, when you pinch the linebackers, they literally just pinch inside. When you pinch them in this defense, as you see, they will pinch down and they literally walk down to the line of scrimmage. And they're lined up just to the outside of the tackles, which is really cool. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to reset here. So we pinch the linebackers first. The next step is to pinch the D-line. When you pinch the D-line, that's what happens. They don't pinch. They just flinch. But when you pinch the linebackers, that in turn pinches the defensive line as well. So basically, we're kind of showing like a 3-3 Cub look from this, right? Because we've got the 2 DNs, which are our 2 middle linebackers here. We have our actual DNs, which are kind of the D tackles, but they're really obviously they're defensive ends, and they're lined up in between the guard and the tackles. And then we have our head up nose tackle over the center. So we're kind of creating a Cub look, a bear front from this, from a dime 1-4 defensive look, which is super, super unique. Once again, the next step from this is to contain, which is the right bumper and then the left bumper. That will contain. Next is going to be to zone out this player, which is if you're using the quick adjustments, it's right on the right stick. So right on the D-pad, 2 clicks on the right of the D-pad. That brings up your linebacker adjustments here. Select Ryan Shazier, your A linebacker, and then I like to put him in a hook curl, which is left on the left stick to go in a hook curl. Once again, this is who we're going to be switch sticking on. If you're not going to switch stick to him, you can do whatever you want. You can put him in a hard flat. You can man him up to somebody. You can QB spy him potentially. These linebackers are really they're really wild card players. Next step, once again, barely move out that linebacker. And then once again, the very last step is to stunt. Now with the stunting, as you guys know, you can call your stunts on the play call menu. So I'm going to call cross fire, and you hold down whatever button, whatever play you want on defense, it brings up the stunts. Now when I say this, do not call the stunt pre-snap. For whatever reason, this is not as effective when you call your stunt pre-snap versus calling it as an actual adjustment on the field. Don't ask me why, but that's just something I have noticed with this defense, is when you call your stunt on the pre-snap menu, it's not as effective. So make sure that you get good with, once again, the quick adjustments, quick adjusting this left Texas two-man stunt. So we left Texas two-man once again, or you can left exit two-man, whichever one you prefer. Recommend you guys do the left Texas. And then the snap of the ball, instantly switch stick. There you can see the defensive tackle was in the process of getting that swim move. Once again, we'll show the replay here. Snap of the ball, Mean Joe Green, watch. There you can see the swim move. Just absolutely gorgeous. That's exactly what we want. We got that one-on-one on the center, and we got that one-on-one on the right tackle. When you see this happen, you know you're golden. Hopefully you're golden, because once again, practice mode and in-game, different. But if this is what you see in-game happen, you'll be good to go. So there you can see, we're pushing the pocket with Mean Joe Green, and we are containing the quarterback in the pocket. That's all we're doing. And it's super, super good. One other little thing I want to show you guys here with this defense is actually the blitz angles of these linebackers. So as you can see here, once we go ahead, we pinch the linebackers, we pinch the D-line. Look at this linebacker blitz angle. Look at how he loops literally all the way around, basically to the right tackle, all the way from the outside shoulder of the left tackle all the way to the inside shoulder of the right tackle. This almost acts like a pirate stunt, because this is what a pirate stunt is. You're literally looping all the way over from one side of the field to the other in hopes to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Now, this is not as good as a pirate stunt. You'll see that this player here, if he's on this blitz angle, he's going to be kind of in la la land, really. He's not really doing a whole lot when he's in this blitz angle. But it's another thing that's super unique about this, is that like this is something you can't hot route. That's another thing that's so unique about this, is that those blitz angles, once again, are super unique to this play. Look at that. And once again, if I hot route blitz it, it's still doing the same angle, which is pretty cool. So this is something that you can do as well. I'm gonna go ahead and contain, blitz, and then you can actually still run this. Well, you can still run the stunt. Yeah, you can still run the stunt, but you don't need to have, but you won't have the contain on the left. You'll just have this basically pirate stunt. So go ahead, snap the ball. And I think because I was messing around with the blitzing there, I kind of screwed it up. I'll show it to you guys one more time. So pinch, contain, blitz, and then stunt. Now watch Patrick Queen here. We switch, and of course he's not doing it now. Great. He's not doing the crazy blitz angle that I wanted to see here. That's super weird. I don't know why he's doing that. Maybe it's because we stunted. I don't know, but let's see if it works here or not. Nah, maybe let's not try stunting on this rep and see if this has anything to do with it here. Pinch, contain. All right, we're not gonna stunt on this. Let's see what happens here. There it is. That's what we want right there. That's a little mix-in that you can do with this. If you don't want to stunt every single time, if you don't want to actually stunt, but you maybe want to simulate the pirate stunt here, because look at this. This is kind of freaky. If you're like seeing this on your field, if you're playing this defense and you're seeing the linebacker literally loop around like that, isn't that like, that's scary? And then plus, like, look at how wide the contain goes on the right. So just another nice little mix in. And oh, by the way, you can get the super contain off the left too. Look at TJ Watt. If you keep the contain on the defensive end, look at that. You can get the super contain on both sides if you want. This is pretty disgusting. Pretty disgusting. And you can also keep that blitz angle from the right of screen linebacker as well here. If you don't stunt once again. So maybe this time I want to go ahead and do this, and maybe we'll simulate the pirate stunt off the right. Snap the ball. And right there, Shazier didn't really take it the angle that I wanted to. Let's show it again here. Hopefully it works this time. Pinch, contain, and we'll do this. No stunting here. It's not as good. It's not as good as what Patrick Queen did there just a second ago. Maybe we'll see it. Maybe third time's a charm. Let's try it. Pinch, contain. No stunt here this time. Let's let it play out. And yeah, Shazier is he's kind of taking a traditional blitz angle, not necessarily the blitz angle that Patrick Queen takes. So see here, Patrick Queen on the left, switch stick over. There you can see he gets a really unique blitz angle, almost like the pirate stunt. But that's something that you can mix in with this as well. One more time here. Let's go through the setup for you guys. So pinch the D-line, pinch the linebackers. That's going to mug. That's going to literally pinch the linebackers all the way down to the line of scrimmage. So we'll also pinch the defensive line in towards the B gap of your defensive line. What you then do next is contain, zone out the right at screen linebacker, move this player out just a snap or just a step. So that way he's now in a traditional contain. And then you go ahead and you left Texas 2-man, or you can exit as well. I'll showcase that for you guys once here to show you guys how that is. At the snap of the ball, we instantly switch stick. And we've been running it quite a bit here in practice mode where resistance does build up. So it's not going to be as effective. Once again, like I said at the top of the video, nothing is 100% consistent in this game. So pinch, pinch. This time I'm going to actually exit stunt right here. So this time the defensive tackle is looping around. I wish the defensive end would loop around too, but the defensive tackle is looping around. So this is once again a nice little mix in that you can start to do as well to kind of freak your opponent out. Because right there, like, hey, your opponent's been seeing that you've been running this crazy stunt up the middle all game, and then you hit him with this Texas or the left exit 2-man stunt, and you see the defensive tackle loop all the way around. That's just a scary look, a very unique and scary look that you could present your opponent right there, if you so choose. So, oh fuck, you can keep that exit stunt along with this crazy unique pass rush angle from the linebacker and get some funky ass shit here. Like, look at that. Look at that shit. Basically, we're basically, that almost looked like the Texas stunt there. That's crazy. Hold up. That looked nuts. So we stunt, we left exit 2-man. We keep this little contain or this blitz angle. That time it didn't really work too well, but y'all saw the rep before how wild that can get. So blitz or pinch, contain, zone out, left exit 2-man. The D tackle's gonna loop around. Snap of the ball, instantly switch stick. Look at that. That's pretty sick. That's pretty dope as well. Yet another little mix in that you can add to this is basically that's basically a Texas stunt, right? That basically looks like a Texas stunt, doesn't it? So we're basically looking like a Texas stunt, but we're actually exit stunting from our D tackle, and then we get the super wide contain angle from our right of screen. Well, this time it actually didn't work because he got double teamed. If your contain on the right gets double teamed, you're kind of screwed. But when you see that he doesn't, you're in good shape. So that is a nice little mix into this. I like this a lot. That's actually pretty fucking dope. Exit 2-man. Once again, we switch stick instantly. And that's pretty sick. That's pretty awesome. A nice little mix in here to our simple 4-man consistent pressure that we get. And look at that. Look at the contain, boys. The contain on the right. If your opponent rolls out, which guess what? Everyone loves to fucking do, especially against dime formations. They ain't gonna be able to. And if they want to scramble out left, look who's here. Our D tackle. Well, I think I've hammered the point home, boys, that this is one of the most unique defenses that I have seen the entirety of the year. I really like this. I'm really hoping that this catches fire here because I think this is really, really good. It's, once again, not going to be the greatest defense of all time, right? You see that right there, like, we've ran it a few times in practice mode. It's not going to work as effectively as the game goes on because resistance gets built up over time. But you guys will see that if you guys can get 1 or 2 stops running this defense, you're probably going to win the game a lot of the time. Even if you even get 1 stop in this game, you're going to be in good shape. So dime 1-4, crossfire is the play call. Minnesota Vikings playbook, or whatever playbook that has the 1-4 defense in it. This will be a good play, or that will be ideal. And there it is, y'all. That is it for the video. It's a super long video. I don't normally do defensive content, but I had to drop this nugget of wisdom on you guys because I think this is super unique and super cool. A lot of crazy things that you can do from this. Once again, if you want me to elaborate further on what to do against specific defense or against specific offensive formations, sound off in the comment section. Let me know down below if you want to see defense against bunch X nasty, if you want to see defense against trips or 5 wide or whatever it is. I'm the man of the people, and I will bring you guys that content right here on this YouTube channel. So what do you guys think? Is this something that you guys are going to go ahead and try out? If you are, and if you have success with it, please let me know. Because once again, I want to try to get you guys better at the game. That's the whole point of me making this content, is to make you guys better at the game. Also making myself better as well, because I've sucked on defense the entire year. This, I think, is going to make defense a lot simpler and a lot easier to run here in Madden 26 as we head towards the finale stages, the final months of this game's life cycle. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you in the next one. Have a good one. Peace. Hey, before you go, did you like what you saw in the video? If you did, consider leaving a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you really like what you saw, consider subscribing to the channel and hit that bell icon to be notified each and every single time a video goes live here on the channel. Here's a couple other videos on my channel that you might like. Thanks for tuning in.